A young Chiaragian Volpo, the cool steward, worked as a freelancer, guide, and part-time model.
Ganache is a chocolate born of failure. Are we Seinfeld?
No, we're soulmates.
Oh. Soulfeld.
Signmates. Think about it.
That's our new sister show where we do art critique on road signs.
Yeah, which I would do. The joke is that that's the thing I would do, and it wouldn't even be hard to convince me.
Uh-huh. Yield sign, that motherfucker, 6 Kinsey.
Because of the triangle?
No, because that's what when you're a lesbian and a man comes up to you. Yield.
Yield? Not stop?
No, you're a lesbian. You think you're too good to just say stop. Maybe just stop. I don't know. Listen, I'm sick. Bullying me.
You legally don't have strep throat and pneumonia. You're not infectious, which means you can do anything.
Hello and welcome to Soulmates. I'm Ivy Fox. I sound like this because I'm recovering from pneumonia and possibly strep throat, which has, quote, done a lot of damage to my lungs. You can also find me on our sister podcast, Together We'll Shine, a Newtna Rewatch podcast, which is currently on a small hiatus because I'm sick, because my standard for that podcast is that I have to sound good, and my standard for this podcast is we have to put out an episode every 2 weeks. What, no reaction? I thought that joke would sell well.
Get nothing from me.
Damn, bullying me while I'm sick.
But you're not.
Shut up. You can find our...
Have you heard the joke about the gaslighter?
You can find our podcast, many places. You can find us on YouTube, chat with us in the comments, and you can find us on your podcast app of choice, where you can leave us a nice little review. Especially Apple Podcasts reviews, I'm told those are very helpful. It would be nice. My lungs are suffering from a lot of damage, so you have to do something nice to me. To me? Jesus.
To you.
Joining me as
I thought you weren't doxing yourself.
Joining me as always, from across the dining/planning table, is Ash. I didn't have the energy for a fancier intro.
No, I'm bringing all of the energy to today's episode. Literally all that we have.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an unforeseen episode in which I'm like, this guy, and Ivy's like, yeah.
Yeah, Ash is at like 200%, and I'm at like -3, so it's gonna be a 97% kind of episode.
You can find me, what I've been doing all day is I've been sitting in bed, with a lamp on and a hot drink, playing Clan Gen, a warrior cat simulator game. Game in heavy air quotes. And we're making spreadsheets and writing physical pen and paper family trees. So, like, if that's the kind of thing that you are into, I'm there. That's where I am. Also on Ko-Fi at Asherlark. You can support the show at Ivy's Ko-Fi at ivyfoxart, all one word, ko-fi.com. I run the show's social media, which is soul-mates-podcast.tumblr.com. I don't believe what everyone's saying about Tumblr going down. Tumblr will never die. But it would be funny if we had to change the social media for the podcast again. That's the things I say.
Soulmates will never die, and so we'll probably have to do it eventually.
Soulmates will never die.
Sorry, I'm trying not to cough too much.
Mm-hmm.
Our art, that shit, is by Rye Garden. You can find him on Instagram. I could at least be a little closer to my phone if I'm just quiet. Our what else is on a podcast? Your music. That's by Sueños Electrónicos, or Electronic Dreams. I'm very tired. You can find on Bandcamp. I'm like a little bit playing a character right now, but only like 5%. This season, we're talking about Arknights, and we're talking about food fantasy, in an aromatic blend of paramilitary operators and personified foods. That's what I was supposed to say.
Yep.
Arknights is by, I don't remember, Hypergriff, published by US Star on Global, and it's also food fantasy is by someone.
You're doing great.
Who's food fantasy by? Someone. Fun toy games. There we go. I did it. I got through the intro.
You did it.
I did
so
almost ask you to switch today so that you could do the bulk of the intro, but then I was like, no, I'll just do it. It's fine.
I could have done it, except I don't have your copy.
You didn't even laugh at my standard for whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
No, I didn't. You're right.
Anyway, so we're talking about, we haven't done one of these in forever because Ishmael fucked our whole situation.
When was the last one we did?
It was just like a bit ago.
It's
like 2 months ago, right?
It's after it's not too bad.
It's in February. It's the end of February.
It's in February.
It's fine.
And now it's April. It's been 2 months. That's normal.
Yeah. I just forgot everything. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's time for our new segment, which is our reoccurring segment, which is, of course, featuring new music, because I didn't like the last music, so I'm going to do new music this time. But I'm not going to change the music every time, maybe. I think I'd run out of music. Anyway, which is, of course, Eat My Guy.
Eat My Guy!
Ash, you've plenty of guys to eat. Why don't you speak first?
Multiple guys. So, first of all, we didn't get Chi Shui Moth Tea in time for the Chi Shui Moth Tea episode, even a little bit, but it arrived, finally, after a long time. So I have my microwavable Starbucks cup full of Bugapoop worm tea from Thailand Unique. I read an article relatively recently about how specifically edible insect imports from Thailand have become extremely popular of late. It's a whole industry that's quickly growing, and I was like, I've contributed to that.
Apparently, Thailand is also, various islands off the coast of Thailand are also where the majority of bird's nest is made.
I mean, bird's nest is also an insect import, so
it's a bird's import, but
close enough.
But there's whole islands that their whole economy is just bird's nest. Anyway, sorry, continue.
If we roll bird's nest, we are definitely not going to get any because it's too expensive. Maybe. But I have my unadulterated cup of tea, and then I have some milk and sugar, so I can keep drinking it throughout the thing. But I'm gonna try it black first. Like a classic food reviewer. Chi shui ma tea going in. Mild.
Uh-huh. How long?
It's pretty classic, like, green tea flavor.
Uh-huh.
It's very earthy. It's, like, pretty nice. I think it's probably too fancy for I just want to drink some green tea.
Mm.
But, like, it's some green tea. No complaints.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really need to add milk and sugar to this. It's just kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing that I got is I homemade, and I was going to take pictures of them if they looked good, which they don't, but I homemade some dark chocolate ganache truffles. And so my problem, which I told Ivy, I couldn't make them look good because I have very, very warm hands. This is a classic problem that I have. So I run very hot. And so I just, like, as soon as, no matter how many times I put my hands on a freezer pack of frozen peas, I can't make my hands cold enough to roll these out and have them be nice. But they're adequate. And they're dark chocolate and milk and sugar. And that's all you need. And butter. So, a truffle. Oh. Decadent.
Uh-huh.
Extremely decadent.
Uh-huh.
They are, like, melt in your mouth and perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, so much chocolate. Just a whole lump of chocolate. They're good. It's chocolate. What do you expect?
Uh-huh.
Ivy, to you.
Okay. So I am not impressive. The only impressive thing about me right now is the amount of damage that's been done to my lungs by infection. So I just went down to a little chocolateria in my neighborhood. I had a whole, like, speech prepared to sort of generate a story. I was gonna go up to the clerk and be like, hello, I need something with ganache. I know that's broad. And then maybe explain it to her, and it would be, like, mildly awkward and be a good story. And then I looked at the truffles, and they all said the word ganache, and I was like, never mind, I don't have to have a social interaction. Which is good, because I'm tired. But I did find some. I bought a little box of 4 truffles. They were $3 each. They were like $3 each. And then they were like, get a pack of 4 for $12. And I'm like, that's not a deal. That's just getting 4 of them. Okay. Anyway, I tried to get, like, stuff that I would like, but also a variety of, like, so I got a dark good chocolate ganache, which is like a mint, I believe. You can see in the picture, that's the bottom right. These pictures may go up on the Tumblr, but they're kind of shit.
I'll do my best.
On the bottom right, I have, like, a dark chocolate mint, a classic. In the top left, I have a they have cute designs and stuff on them. In the top left, I have a maple, just like a maple milk chocolate. And then I have a lemon white chocolate, and I have a matcha berry white chocolate. What berry? Unclear.
Who knows?
Berry.
Berry.
I like ganache. Famously, I don't like chocolate that much. It's, and a lot of that is honestly, like, I think that I'm just not crazy about the flavor of chocolate. I think it's fine. But honestly, the texture of chocolate is kind of bad for me. Like, milk chocolate is very rich and sticky in a way that I don't like. And then darker chocolates are kind of chalky. Famously, I like wet foods. But I do like ganache. Because it's kind of like, what if you made chocolate wet?
It's a wet food, yeah.
So, I do like a truffle, even if, like, I don't hate chocolate, but just like a straight chocolate bar, I'm like, eh. But a truffle with some, like, nice smooth ganache, I'm there for it. I have to constantly sip or I'll cough. Anyway, I was thinking I could eat like 2 of these now, then 1 after the break and 1 at the end. Pick
Great. 2. Oh god, the green one.
Okay, stop. Let me
And
just do that one. The mint, you mean?
Okay.
Right? Okay, here we go.
yeah.
Did I misinterpret what this is? That does not taste that much like mint. Like at all.
It's green.
It's definitely not it's definitely the dark chocolate, which was the mint.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
Well,
weird. It has like a flavor that is not just chocolate. But that's not mint.
what is the flavor?
I couldn't tell you.
Fascinating.
It might also just be that I'm like a little bit sick, so my taste might be a little bit off.
I mean, true.
But like a strong mint cuts pretty
Would surely get through to you.
pretty
yeah.
hard, and that's just like a dark chocolate truffle. I mean, it was good. The ganache was nice and smooth. Okay, what else?
The white
The
one.
lemon. Okay.
I presume.
Okay, that tastes like a lot like lemon.
Oh, good. I love a lemon flavored thing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I'm quite fond, genuinely, I'm quite fond of the ganache, specifically on these. It has a nice sort of smoothness. It's very wet chocolate. Great. And that has been Eat My Guy, ?
Yay! Eat my guy!
Eat My Guy.
I still have one. I've eaten 2 truffles over the course of this. I've got 3 in front of me. The remaining truffle will sit there ominously while I sip my tea.
Frightening.
I highly recommend having some worm poop tea.
It sounds good. It sounds like something I'd like. I'd like a...
It's very chill.
I mean, I tend to like a mild tea that I then steep for a very long time to really get all the flavor out. So I'm curious.
I steep this for maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, like not that long.
Well, yeah, sometimes stuff sits on the table for like an hour and then I reheat it.
And then you water it down.
Shut up. No, it's tea. It doesn't need to be watered down. You hate me today, even though, despite my lung damage.
You have to keep saying, even though I'm sick, almost, and then stopping because I'm going to refute you.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Should we talk about Operator Steward?
Let's talk about Operator Steward. This fucking guy.
So hello. It's 3-star Operator Steward. It's
this fucking guy.
It's
Everybody has him. He's a 3-star operator, and he's this fucking guy.
It's 3-star operator Adachniel's boyfriend / husband, possibly.
Yeah.
They seem like a fairly mature couple. He's really kind of normal. His whole thing is just like being kind of nice and normal. He's just like a nice, normal, prim and proper little guy. I don't have that much to say about him, sort of personality wise, art wise. However, he's pretty normal. He's got sort of like a question mark looking at him. He's got like sort of an Arctic explorer thing going on with these like fur-lined boots that are quite nice, even though they're quite simple. But he also has the like one button undone shirt with his collarbones out,
Mhm.
like he's on a yacht.
I kind of just, like... I have a problem with him as a person.
Okay.
Because he's just, like... I feel bad. Because he's done nothing to warrant this.
Okay.
But he's just, like... a twink.
Uh-huh.
In a way that I don't respect.
Right.
Ash hates gay men.
Famously.
Ash is just straight up homophobic. Yeah. He's just like... I'm like, come on, dude. The white hair and, like, his, like... Even the way that he's standing and his gay little hand. I'm like, dude... Just stop being so much of a little twink, and then maybe we can talk. There's no excuse for my feelings here. It's straight up just that I'm like, he's not... I just don't respect him.
He, you know, I mean, he's a 3-star operator. He doesn't have that much going on. He's got some straps. He's got some miscellaneous bags. This coat is, like, normal. You know, he's got his little band. I trying so hard not to cough.
You're doing great.
His fucking... I think his wand is really funny. I don't know why it has a tag. Like, he just
he just got it from the store.
Yeah, he just bought it. He just, like, took a trip to, like, Warner Brothers land or whatever and bought it and hasn't taken the tag off. Like... Dude, what the fuck?
Be nice. He just got it today. He hasn't had time yet to go into battle.
You're telling me to be nice? Mr. I hate gay people? Jesus.
He got it today. I don't know what to tell you.
He's like, yeah. I don't know. He's kind of serving nothing, you know?
He is.
He's sort of like, he's kind of like
girl.
He is like kind of like a, you know, I'm kicking my step forward and motioning for you to join me kind of thing with his soft little, is this what Bishy is? I never know what Bishy is. Face.
Yeah, he's very
sort
Bishy.
Of looking back at you.
He's got a very pointy face.
Being like, come with me to Yowie Land. But
with my collar and my collarbones, where you can see a little bit of my evil special disease.
I do like his evil disease poking out of his. He's a healer, right?
He's a caster.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say, like, is the tourniquet to, like, prevent the...
I was gonna say this too, is I kind of like this detail if it's like he's staunching blood flow to his evil arm.
Sure, but I don't think that, like...
No, not reasonable.
Yeah. He's got like a whole, like, one knee pad thing. You know.
Oh god, I didn't even notice the one knee pad.
The one knee pad. Yeah, get his ass.
Get his
Fuck
ass.
This guy.
I don't...
Steward.
Fuck this guy. Why has he only got one knee pad?
They also named him Steward. Like, come on.
Fucking Steward.
Steward.
Fucking Steward.
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 He does not have that much.
He was born on Christmas Eve. Fucking Steward.
He doesn't have that much going for him. I like his tail, though.
No.
His tail is nice and fluffy in a pleasing way.
Yeah, that's fair.
But nothing about this art sort of, like, sticks out to me in any particular way. Kind of like his eyes, actually. There's some nice shading around his face. But I don't know. He's just Steward.
He's Steward. I do like and respect his skin, though. His outfit.
There is a thing...
which is Snowstorm Invitation.
That, our good friend May said to me recently... I think we were making a joke about different varieties of May and their gacha rarity. And they described a particular kind of May as, quote, clogging up your temples. And this is stuck with me as a thing to apply to like everything that I don't like, sort of in general.
Clogging up your temples.
Clogs up your temples, and that's definitely how I feel about Steward. He's top of the line, clogs up your temples kind of guy.
He really is. Oh my god. I've already promoted you all the way, dude. I don't need any more Steward tokens. I'm gonna have to convert them manually at the shop every time I get one, asshole.
Anyway, and then in his what the fuck is this shit called? Snowstorm Invitation.
He sure is inviting you. He's got his hand reached out.
In this one, he's a magician? ?
He's a fancy boy.
He's got doves. He
has Adnakiel in the background of this skin.
Yeah.
His husband.
Did you know that Adnakiel, is that how you pronounce it? I have no fucking clue.
I'm pronouncing it Adnakiel, but I don't know how you pronounce it.
Did you hang on? Adnakiel. Something like that. Anyway, Adnakiel has a matching one of these.
Yes.
Where you can see Steward in the background. It's very stupid. But also kind of cute.
Listen to his Adnakiel is how his VA pronounces it. Adnakiel.
Okay, Adnakiel.
Anyway,
sorry. Snowstorm Invitation Steward. He's inviting you. This is sort of one of the most frightening invitations that I've ever received. He's inviting me onto this crumbling piece of concrete in this industrial electric converter station. What's going on here? Why?
He's on this. There's some steel beams and some ice, and he's a magician, and he's there. I just really like his fit in this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
I respect twinks if they're well dressed. Look at this shit. He's got a double-breasted waistcoat, and he's got the tie on with little Does he have the tie on with? Oh, he has little pins on his lapel. He's got a vest over the waistcoat, and he's got his pinstriped shirt cuffed, and his black gloves with his fucking stupid bracelets. And then for some fucking reason, there's two separately attached rectangular tails, which don't. I guess maybe they come off of the vest. I have no idea. They don't seem to come off of any other part of this outfit.
I think they come off of the vest. I cannot. He does have.
They don't match with anything.
Hang on. Okay, so he's got the one vest, two vest, shirt. Okay. Yeah, he is. He looks like he's doing a sort of he's got kind of like a low key steampunk thing, you know.
Yeah, it's all the belts. He's got JRPG belts for days.
I do gotta admit, I do love this belted vest. Something about this belted vest.
I know,
really
I want it so bad. I want this waistcoat so
and also,
bad. I have a waistcoat that's almost like this, but less belted. And if it could be belted, imagine.
You can just put a belt on things, right?
I guess.
You can just belt things. Anyway, I like his, there's some fun things going on here. I like his weird, I guess it is just a tie, and it's just being blown so hard that it's the sort of under part has become untucked. But the way that sort of, his tie split into kind of mirrors his two the square bits coming off the waistcoat. I was I should know what this word is, but I don't.
They're just rectangular tails.
Yeah, tails. That's what they're called. His stupid fucking monocle. Bro, come on.
I know! I respect it, which is fucked up because it's a monocle and it looks dorky. It's I shouldn't like it. But combined with the whole, steampunk thing, I'm Hell yeah, dude. The monocle.
Uh-huh. I will say that, like, if you let your eyes drift for long enough, Arknights, does steal the show a little bit. Look at all the, like, layers of his fucking coats.
I know. Oh my god.
That looks gorgeous.
Allegedly, the trivia page of Steward says that this skin is poking fun at the fact that Steward and Adnakiel have, like, are extremely similar looking, and that's the joke in the community, but actually they're just married, so I don't know what they're on about.
I mean, whatever. They've, like...
Twink for twink marriage. I didn't really register this as being he's a magician, really, at first. But all of the doves... Like, I'm not sure. This probably wasn't the intent, that he has a bunch of doves flying away from him like a magician.
Yeah.
But, like...
He also has a magic wand. Like...
He does.
Gloves. Like... Behold my birds. Come with me. Uh-huh.
To where? I don't know. The power plant.
Uh-huh. God, he does look like such a dork, though. Fucking
and it's like
dresses
kind of
like
awesome.
A doorman on the weekends, ass. Motherfucker.
He does! I wish he dressed like a doorman all the time on the weekends. It'd be so much better in this world.
The thing about the doves is that none of his... Well, you know, he's a 3-star, so he doesn't get, like, a... What are they called? Elite 2. But, like... The thing about the doves is just that they're not foxes. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should have, like...
And so,
I mean, I guess this is just an Elite 2 thing, but he should have foxes.
Why are they there? It's because...
I don't know, because he's a magician.
He's a magician. My magician husband.
My magician husband. I don't know, man. It's kind of awesome. Like, I like it visually. It's got a great color scheme and sort of a good composition, and this outfit kind of rules. I just don't know why he's like that.
I don't know.
I'm looking at the Traceless Walker matching Adnakiel's skin, and the environment around them is totally different. Also, Adnakiel looks sick as fuck, first of all, and has crows instead of doves, which is also... Like, sorry, guys. You're... married. Anyway.
Anyway.
That's that.
I think I'm out of things to say about Steward. It's Steward.
Steward.
He's fine.
Motherfucker. Let's get to the real shit.
Ganache.
Yeah, baby. He's from the fighting ring.
The beast of the pit.
He's a chocolate born of failure.
So before...
He's a lover of pain.
It's because he's the chocolate born of failure. So before we get into it, I guess now is the time that we have to talk about and be confronted by the thing, which is that Food Fantasy loves to make all of their chocolate themed guys darker skinned, and it's, you know, sort of it's not the best thing ever. IMO personally,
it's not the worst thing. It's also not the best thing.
Yeah.
It's like...
I will say that Ganache looks better than Chocolate. If you just go look at Chocolate, that motherfucker looks like... They don't know how to draw that guy's skin tone.
No,
he's so
there's
ashy.
A lot of... Yeah, Brownie is the same way, where it's like, you're gray.
But Ganache...
Why are you gray?
I guess maybe because they want him to look milkier. They give him a little bit of more color. And, like, this is
and so he looks a lot better.
Yeah, this is more like a natural skin tone.
Obviously, it's, like... I would go out on a limb and say this is probably, maybe, better than just, like, I guess making everyone light-skinned forever.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who else is dark-skinned in this game. Not many. The fact that it's all the chocolate guys plays into fucked up, like, things that are said about people with dark skin. Always described with food metaphors for no reason. But, like, irregardless, this guy does serve.
Yeah, he does rock, actually.
He does serve. He serves cunt sort of like the most of anybody because he has these, like, bondage straps around his legs and waist that just highlight the cunt.
Yeah,
which, like, good for him.
He does, like, have his pants are missing the button, seemingly, or the top button at least, and thus he's strapped his pants to himself, ? Which is like, okay, alright, boy. I do, like, love this outfit. I love his stupid boxing boots that are like, you know, they're like big lace-up sport boots, but that are also a little bit fancy. I love all his fleur-de-lis because he's French. I love his stupid fairy cape and his big puffy sleeves. This, like, layered series of, like, leather bits and vests and shit is like, come on, dude.
Oh my god, I wish I could pull off what this guy has.
I know.
Like, this is such a look. The puffy sleeves are, like, everything to me. Bits of, like, chocolate and Ganache themed bits that he has. I love the little fleur-de-lis on his shoes. He's French. And one on his fucking detached collar also. I don't know why they paired this, like, these fancy sleeves with his slutty crop top and his, like, fighter gloves with the little knuckle cut out in them, but it goes hard. I love his one earring. I love everything. He just, like, I
love, yeah, his one earring with, like, repeating multiple patterns. Like, it has the fleur-de-lis, and it also has this.
Oh, and he has
the little gem that's also on his little belt.
But he has little, like, cartilage piercings on his other ear that are spikes. God damn, those are tiny.
His fingers on his right hand look fucked up, but, like, in an appealing way. It's got a good sort of JoJo style, like, I'm doing a really exaggerated curling my hand into a fist. That's really good. It's good. Fond of this guy a lot. And he's so friendly also. Like, even though he's beat up and he's, like, kind of looks like shit and he looks really weird and he's covered in stitches all across him, he's got this, like, hey, come watch the show. Big smile, little fang. Like, he's such a cutie.
And his pose, my god.
Yeah.
It's... I don't know what... See, this is why I wanted to cover food fantasy on the podcast. I don't know what the juice they put into some of these guys is. But, like, they gave them the juice. I love his, like, musculature on his, to be fair, extremely too long torso. If you think about it for too long, it's like, okay, his ribs are up there. And then the long stretch.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's not great.
I just, like, man.
The secret juice that you put into ganache is milk.
It is milk.
Yeah, you just add milk. It's that easy. Asterisk, you're the one who made it. I don't know shit.
It was very easy. The way that I made ganache, which was very easy, was just a bunch of dark chocolate baking chocolate in a bowl, and like some heavy cream and some butter, and that's it, and some sugar, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just melted that in the microwave and stirred it, and melted it and stirred it, and melted it and stirred it, and then let it sit, and then stirred it, and then kept it in the fridge until it was cool enough to roll into truffles.
Mm-hmm.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. Anything?
A chocolate born of failure.
Anything more to say about basic ganache?
Have we talked about his translucent fucking...
I referred to it as his fairy cape earlier, but it is good.
His fairy
cape? He does, like... He has sort of like a... like, there are elements of boxer in here, but he's also got, like... Mm-hmm. He's got some Three Musketeers shit going, for sure. And this, like shoulder cape is huge.
I like the way that his fairy shoulder cape, like, and his lifted, left leg. I did that with so little effort. Please be proud.
You're carrying today.
His little fairy cape and his lifted left leg create, like, I mean, it's not even really a fake contrapposto. He's just doing contrapposto, where he has two limbs relaxed and two limbs stressed, and they're on opposite sides of the body. Mm-hmm. But, like, it creates a great visual rhythm where you go from his head down across the swoop of his cape and then to his leg, which then goes back into his other leg, and then you've got that straight up
into his arm, and then you swoop back around. Yeah.
It goes hard. Thank you, Ganache.
It does. Thank you, Ganache.
His Ascended Ganache is also quite good, which is rare. I feel like usually one of these is much better than the other.
Uh-huh. In this one, he has the sword, which is funny.
He's not a boxer.
He doesn't appear to be a boxer. I
guess he's... I don't know.
Oh, I guess you can see them a little bit in the base image, but in this one you can really see these, like, weird metal bits that are attached to his hips.
I just assumed...
What's up with that?
I assumed, like, that was his underwear peeking out, but no, he's just got weird metal tattoos. Just good for him.
Good for him.
I think that the background of this one kind of... It goes hard. I was gonna say it's kind of fucked up, but actually the more I look at it, the more I like it, in the context of this, like, what if you did chocolate bad?
Uh-huh. Well, it's, because, it's soft and it's falling apart, you know?
It gets all, like, crinkly and crusty down at the bottom in this extremely weird texture. And then also he's breaking apart a block of chocolate with his sword. It's kind of awesome. And then these, like, lines of the railing banister, maybe, I guess, are kind of melting.
Uh-huh.
Kind of goes crazy, actually.
Uh-huh.
Complaint about this weird texture rescinded.
Uh-huh. I have no fucking clue what this sword is supposed to be. I can't tell if it's supposed to be, like, a normal-sized saber, or if it's supposed to be, like, a foreshortened saber, but that wouldn't make sense at the angle he's holding it relative to the camera, and so it, like... But also, there's no dagger that looks like that. It doesn't have a dagger handle. And so I look at this and I'm like, is this like a sabrage knife? Think that Ivy alone thinks about too much. Chocolate? It's just like, it's about that sort of size and shape. Hang on, let me find a picture of sabrage knife. It's just what it looks like.
I mean, I understand. I do.
Yeah, look at one of these motherfuckers. It's just like a little, like, stupid little baby saber. What's up with that? Why has he got a stupid little baby saber for babies?
He does have a sabrage knife is the fucked up thing.
Yeah, right?
To sabrage the chocolate with. I was gonna say earlier that, like, he's a boxer, allegedly, but if he's bringing in a weapon into the ring, even though he's a boxer, he's, like, more like a wrestler, I guess. Bringing in a foreign object, which is just a thing that heels do sometimes.
He does have wrestler energy with, like, the boots and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't know. I would say, like, bringing in a weapon into the ring is a thing you can do if you're a heel in wrestling. So this would track.
I generally think I like this image a little bit less. I think it's just a little bit harder to parse. It does have, like...
That's fair.
Still is sort of, like, a nice composition to it. Specifically, like, following this red ribbon S, like, up and down is really satisfying. But I feel like he's just so clear in the first image in a way that he's not in this one, IMO. You can sort of parse things a little bit worse. But it's still fun. I'm sort of charging. Are there any major differences between the outfit in these two?
No, they're basically the same. He has his ribbon is a little more obvious where his ribbons were coming from, which is from his sleeves rather than from, like, his back. But it's the same outfit as it usually is. I like his little braid. I didn't talk about this in the first one. You can see it a little bit better in this one.
Yeah. It's cute. He's a cutie. Weirdo. Weird cutie.
Yeah.
What's with his weird bulge? Why is it shaped like that?
That's his cunt. Don't be rude.
Yeah, fair enough.
He has a strong energy. It's... Why did they talk about him like that? A lover of pain. And yet, even more innocent and naive than any other youngster. Why is he like that? Wait, his fucking voice lines where he goes knockout and he gets knocked out and he goes, still not enough. It's like, dude. Okay.
Chocolate born of a mistake. Are we done with Ascended Ganache?
Yeah, let's move on to Frosty Thrill.
I think that this image is very good.
You did mention this earlier.
This is a very good image. Here are my reason why.
Here are my reason.
Here are my be nice.
I'm nice.
I must be the reason why you are
eating all this ice.
He looks like a little bit younger in this one in, like, a cute and appealing way. Sort of Ganache in his schoolboy years, which is charming. He's got a French, but I generally, like, this is one of these pieces of art from one of these games where I'm like, I would just, like, have this shit on my wall, right? I would get a print of this, and just put it on my wall. Specifically, the color scheme on this is so beautiful. Just this, you know, sort of nigh primary color, like, sort of teal, yellow, red, there's all throughout the thing, all throughout the shading, and so on and so forth. Oh, look at the shading on his pants. How it's, like, shaded. Like, the pants are the red, so it's shaded with the teal and the yellow. And then the sweater is yellow, so it's shaded with the teal and the red. Like, oh, it's so beautifully beautiful. The colors on this are just beautiful. And it's just, like, it's just so cute. Like, he's got such like a strong. I don't know what this little snowman is doing here.
I don't know. It's looking at him like a little animal.
But he's got such like a strong emotion to this pose of like just kind of kicking back after school, getting a bit of ice cream on my nose, hanging out near the mailbox ? And it's just like his stupid little saber with the Santa hat for no reason. But it's just like really pretty. Look at the shading on that snow. Oh, it's really pretty. Anyway, I like this one. I'm fond.
Yeah. Why does his little saber have a Santa hat? What the fuck is wrong?
I don't know.
Him?
Did he
So
win it
weird.
at a prize at the school Christmas fair?
Why does he have these objects that are hanging out with him like his friends? He has his friend Saber and his friend Tiny Snowman.
Uh-huh.
Like, what is up with that? It's so, like, lovingly shaded and rendered. These fabrics that are all bunched up. I'm a sucker for, like, a nice sweater, just in general. But the sweater under the blazer, you're right, it's like a little French schoolboy, his little loafers. And then this lovely blue scarf is such a nice, like, distinct pop of color. I'm a big fan of this scarf, especially because it's like, I don't know, I feel like it would be, it makes this image a lot more interesting and also, weirdly, a lot more cohesive to put him in a new color. Because it's like, it makes this image distinct. It'd be so easy to put him in his normal color scheme, but just in a slightly different outfit, but he's in the snow. But now it's like, this is his winter outfit, he blue.
The teal is there in the last two, but it's only in little accessories. And so keeping him in sort of overall the recognizable Ganache sort of color scheme, but like now we're emphasizing something a little different. Now we're emphasizing the blue, which before was just like a small accent color, is like, it makes it feel colder. It makes it feel colder and warmer at the same time,
I love his little snow on his nose.
I know. Why has he got
snow on his little nose?
Why has he got 2 ice creams? Does he get ditched by a
One of
friend?
them's gonna fall over, bitch.
I know. Dumbass.
Your ice
Come
cream.
on.
I like that he has a chocolate and vanilla ice cream, and then he also has a strawberry ice cream, but that's the one that's falling over. Like, yeah, I guess so.
Anyway, I think we've said most of the things. This is just like, it's so texturally nice. It's so pleasant. It's just like, it's such a great little image.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a cutie. Why is he such a freak and also such a cutie?
He's such a little freak cutie. I love a freak cutie.
Uh-huh.
He's Frosty Thrill.
His Frosty Thrill.
Man. I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Just like, I want to pinch his cheeks.
Uh-huh. Unlike Steward. Steward.
Whose cheeks I do not wish to pinch.
Should we give these 2 numerals?
Yes, give these 2 numerals.
Numerals. All right, Steward. Numerals for Steward. Cute.
I have to be objective. I have to be objective and not rude.
What was that noise that you made?
It's a sigh.
Sounds like a fucking Pikmin dying.
It's one of the most brutal things anyone's ever said to me.
Sorry.
Sound like a fucking Pikmin dying.
Sorry, we'll be nice.
I have to be objective about his cuteness. But I don't think he's that cute. Despite my feelings.
I like... like, nice. He's just like a nice,
Nice.
pleasant guy.
He's a pleasant guy. I don't know if that translates into cuteness. Just kind of normal.
Uh-huh. He's... I don't know. My intuition is to give him like a 3.
I want to give him like a 2.
Oh, okay. If you so insist. He seems just
do.
like, you know, he's just like a normal, relatively friendly, you know, he can be a little ditzy. That's a little bit cute, but he's mostly just kind of like an adult. I think 2 is fine.
I don't know if he's, like, consciously not cute, per se. But I think that, like, 3 is giving him a little bit too much credit in the cute department for a guy who
fair.
isn't very actively cute.
Uh-huh, that's fair.
Appeal. His appeal is higher, because he's very nice.
Uh-huh. Mr. Nice Guy, Reserve Squad A4.
He's very nice.
He's very nice. He's very nice. And also he's like a little bit, he's also like a little bit boring. He's like,
I don't know if he'd be fun at a party.
He's sort of decided that he's ontologically a butler. Which is like, sure. But like, he's nice. He'd like take your coat for you. I don't know if he'd be fun at a party. I think he'd serve the punch.
He would serve the punch.
And like, someone's gotta serve the punch, you know? But he would do a magic trick. He would serve the punch and then do a magic trick. It's gotta be at least a 3.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna push you up from a 3.
I was about to push you up to a 4. Bitch.
Bitch? I wasn't at a 3.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm tired.
And then he's a Kinsey 6. He's married to a man.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not... But
you can be married to a man and not be a Kinsey 6. Don't get me wrong. But he's a Kinsey 6.
He is a Kinsey 6.
246.
246. Sort of a pleasant pattern.
2468. Who do we appreciate? Steward serves the punch.
I if he served the punch, I would appreciate that. He doesn't. I mean, he does serve the punch. He's also the designated driver, and it's like
he is. Yeah, that's my feeling. Is he's gonna give you like the alcohol? He's not gonna have any.
Yeah, you can't be mean. You can't be that mean to the designated driver. Like, come on.
You can't be that mean to the designated driver.
Motherfucker's literally saving your life. Chill out. Ganache.
Cuteness.
Cuteness.
It's gotta be above a 3 because of Frosty Thrill.
Frosty Thrill's very
cute. Ontologically cute.
But he is cute without Frosty Thrill. It's not Frosty Thrill that makes him cute. It just sort of cements it, I think. He's got a little fang. I meant to open that in a new tab and not copy it. He's got a little fang. He's weird looking. He, like, is exuberant. He's like, you know, he's like a cat boy. He's not, but he's like a cat boy. He's got big cat boy energy. He'll jump off a table just to sort of see what it's like. And that's quite cute, IMO.
He is cute.
I mean, you do.
Does he get any uncute points due to like killing you ontologically?
I mean, I think that, like, I think that if he steps into the ring, and when he steps, he's cute, he's friendly, he's naive or whatever. But he steps into the ring and, quote, fights like a madman, and comes back to you, with blood pouring from his face. I think that's gotta lower it at least a little bit.
I would agree. Cute, however, frequently covered in blood.
Yeah, exactly. This is sort of a common theme in food fantasy, guys, for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just thinking about
why.
Chishui
Maybe it's because they
Mafti.
fight for you.
I
mean, you're right. It's cute but scary in terms of Chishui Mafti is also a common theme. More so than just, like, cute but violent.
So, like, I don't know, 4? That's like 4 behavior to me. Coming home, like, covered in blood, / coming home the next day because he had to go to the ER for stitches, is like...
Yeah, 4 is correct. He's more than incidentally uncute. But he is more cute than uncute.
Yeah. Appeal.
The club. Every day. Thousands of food souls
go to the club. I don't think
Thousands of food souls go to the club every day. That one's been Ship of Theseus too much to be understood.
1,000 food souls club every day.
He's wearing a crop top.
He is.
And he has hip tattoos? Metal tattoos? He's got metal tattoos sometimes.
He's got, like, the metal tattoos that the fucking
the woman from Mahjong Soul has.
Lady has.
That's what I'm thinking of.
The, like, yeah. The racist CEO lady. So, like, I do feel like we have to temper ourselves. That was a chocolate joke. Here a little bit. Because it's like, I'm trying to figure out how much I wanted to segue. Like, okay, so he comes back to the bar covered in blood. That makes him less cute. Appealing, however. And I'm like, how much do we need to temper being freaks in this current moment? Always a question.
On this podcast.
I mean, he has hobbies. That's appealing.
Like, it is appealing via his hobbies, by which I mean killing? Killing and violence?
Killing and violence. It's really...
I feel like I feel like it does detract from his appeal that I guess all he does is go out and get really fucked up in the boxing/wrestling ring and then come back.
Yeah, and then when he comes back, he's mostly
his personal
cute,
appeal,
right?
as opposed to his sex appeal.
Right. When he comes back and he's just hanging out, it is pretty clear that he's mostly cute. Correct? Like, he's got a sort of a cute, childish little thing. And then when he's not doing that, he's violently punching people half to death. And so I do think that, like, I do think that low appeal is correct. He undeniably has sex appeal, though. Like, violence is sexy somewhat universally.
The midriff is sexy.
He's got the midriff
more universally.
He's got the belted pants.
The belted pants are sexy very universally.
I think
maybe not very universally, but at least universally to our audience.
I think his stupid baby saber negative VV on the appeal. but
less expected value for sexy.
I don't know.
Is he more than incidentally unsexy? Or is he only incidentally unsexy? Or is he not? I mean, he's Are we saying that the violence is sexy or unsexy?
I just think it's more complicated than that, but that's not very helpful. I think that, like, the violence itself is unappealing. But the sort of concept of the violence is appealing. You know? That he's a little rough and tumble. I would maybe give him like a 2 or maybe a 3, maybe a 2. He's not like entirely unappealing, right? But he's not like,
I would say a 3.
Like I said, I think most of his personal traits, sort of like hanging out with him,
he's a little fucked up,
shine through in cuteness more than anything else. I'm okay with a 3.
I think we have to respect that he's a little fucked up. You're right. Kinsey scale number. I'm gonna say this guy is bisexual. I'm trying to decide whether or not he has a preference.
Right, whether he's got a leaning.
We're between 2 and 4 somewhere. On this man.
I think he could be just a straight 3.
I'm looking at him really hard.
I
like to stare at... It's... The thing that we do, Ivy, is an arcane art. Staring at 2 to 3 pictures of a fictional character with about 2 sentences of character development and asking ourselves what their Kinsey scale number is.
To me, he strikes me as a sort of like body neutral, I just like having a good time kind of guy, you know? He'll go into the ring with anyone, so to speak. As long as, you know, they're there for a good time. If we wanted to lean him, if I had to lean him any direction, which I don't, but whatever, I would probably lean him to a 4, because I think he's more attractive to men.
That's definitely thus, true.
I think this sort of ends up being what he gets more often. In sort of, you know, how the Kinsey scale actually works. That's my analysis.
In terms of how the Kinsey scale actually works, I guess. If we're talking about his ontological traits...
Yeah, not that I care about, you know,
not
Dr.
that I care
Kinsey.
about Dr. Kinsey. I feel like a 3.
Okay.
I've decided.
With a 3.
I've decided you're right, and even if he is more attractive to men, his ontological status is no preference.
I think he just likes, you know, having a good time with a warm body.
Good for him.
Good for him. Great. I think him and Steward are exes.
That's very true. My God, Steward is too nice. Steward is too normal.
I think they used to go to the club together, and then Steward became too much of an adult, and now they
Steward
don't.
is like he's kind of a messy bitch, and I just don't know.
Yeah, but I think Ganache is like, oh, Steward, yeah, he's a great guy. So they have kind of like a dynamic that's not bad. It's just like a little bit lopsided, which is okay. They can get along if they run into each other. And now we can
You're
take a
right.
break.
You're completely right, and there's no need to discuss this any further. TBH.
Yep. And now we can take a break, and I can cough for 5 whole minutes.
Randomizing.
Don't we do that off mic?
I guess maybe. I don't know. It's been a while.
I think we do. Just to say.
Okay, let's take a break then.
Take a break. Okay, I'm gonna go cough for 5 minutes. Bye.
5 minutes straight.
Yep.
アンセルか。大丈夫だよ。感染なんて今更気にすることじゃないよ。むしろいろいろ助けられてると思う。こいつが僕の大切なものを奪ってしまう前に、逆にこいつを利用してみんなの生きる場所を作ってみせるさ。
Well, we can't have that be our cold open for multiple
No,
reasons.
that's you do yours.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, right. I've never figured out how to do the paradox simulations in Arknights. I just don't know how to do them. Like, are they just impossible?
I mean, they're puzzle fights.
But they seem impossible.
I know. I've successfully done a couple of them. I can't do the sleepy girl. Hers, the 2-star. Hers is impossible to me. I haven't figured it out.
So there isn't like an extra thing that you need or anything?
They're just puzzle fights.
Okay.
You just have to get good.
Oh.
I've done Yatos, I've done Noircorns. I just can't do Durans.
Huh.
Or Durin.
Duran.
Duran.
I see. Welcome back, I guess.
Just get good.
Get good. Hello, everyone.
If you are probably the Arknights superfan in our comments who corrected us on lore, tell Ivy how to do paradox simulations.
Tell me how to do paradox simulations. I can't figure it out. I'm too stupid.
They're just puzzle fights.
You're the puzzle fight.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Anyway.
Happily accept.
It's rice SP.
It's
Wait,
rice SP.
I said I would eat a truffle. I'm gonna eat the maple truffle.
Ooh, yeah. Maple truffle, fucking Canadian.
I did just take a throat lozenge, so that would probably fuck up the flavor though. Oh, that's pretty good. The maple flavor is quite subtle, actually.
That's what you want, I feel. Better than like an extremely sweet maple flavor. I've been watching a lot of Top Chef Destination Canada lately. Just the current season of Top Chef, and so there's a lot of discussion of various maple flavors. I think they already had their incorporate maple syrup into everything challenge. But I'm just thinking about how Canadian it is that you had a maple truffle.
It was just like for some reason there weren't that many things with milk chocolate ganache.
Mm-hmm.
It was all white and dark.
I mean, I had dark chocolate ganache.
And that was like the first one I saw, so I was like, okay.
Mm.
Anyway, rice SP.
Mm-hmm.
Ash.
When the world was destroyed, Rice received a concentrated blast of the power of dreams, turning her into an emissary of the god of beginnings and recreating the world. Even though Rice is a god to herself, she's still her master's food soul.
Ash, what would you describe as the most special rice?
The most special rice.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like it's gotta be... Like, jasmine rice is pretty special.
You're not wrong.
I was gonna say basmati rice, but I have like a giant tub of basmati rice in my pantry, so it can't be that special.
I was gonna say basmati, because I feel like every time I have in my life bought basmati, I've been like, oh, here we fucking go. Now it's time to fucking go. It's basmati time, baby.
The giant tub of basmati rice I have in my pantry was a gift from my dad. So you're not wrong. I usually just buy enriched long grain white rice.
Mm-hmm.
Although I told you this, but I had a friend recently trying to convince me that you should have more brown rice. He was very passionate about this. Like, white rice is worse for you and you should have more brown rice. And I was like, maybe you're right.
I mean, that's just
but I haven't
true.
taken that advice.
It's
also tastier.
Brown rice?
Yeah.
Yeah, it fulfills a different textural niche, though.
It does.
So it's hard for me to just like, I mean, the way I like rice most of the time is like real fluffy and sticky. And so it's really hard to sub in the brown rice sort of 1-to-1. Still get the same experience.
And rice is a good like blank base to put sort of saucy foods on.
Yeah.
Whereas brown rice is a little bit more flavorful inherently. And so it's like, you have to match it up. Anyway. But like if I'm making red beans and rice, I want brown rice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's rice. And so that's all we have to say about rice, really.
That's all we have to say about rice?
I think rice SP is so boring.
Uh-huh.
This is a me problem. Like,
Okay.
on some level. Because it's just that it's rice, and rice is the, like, mascot character of Food Fantasy, and Rice SP is, like, what if rice was, like, even more of a special little girl?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I just, like...
Uh-huh.
I don't know, even looking at this outfit and looking at this character more deeply, I just, like, I can't get into it. And maybe that's just me. And maybe there are interesting elements to this and I'm just like ignoring them. But to me it just feels like a lot of stuff mashed together in like, here's all of our fancy sort of celestial stuff and we put it on this existing character design.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, meh.
She does have some like, me and Ash have been watching some like wuxia animated Chinese TV, and she does have huge vibes of just like
massively.
guy from that. Like she's just like she's just like surrounded by shit. She's got a bunch of orbs. I like there are things that I like about her. I'm gonna be positive. I do like, well, first of all, I like her better than normal rice because I think that normal rice is just very, very boring.
I don't. I like rice. I like normal rice better, but we can talk about it. I just think normal rice's big rice spoon is extremely charming.
Okay. No,
and she has more sort of like grains of harvest that I like a lot.
Yeah, I looked at normal rice a little bit more, and maybe I agree with you. But there are things that I like on SP rice. She's still got the like these like big golden rice laurels, which are fun. But she's also got some rice like rice shaped detailing sewn into her dress in sort of a fun way. At the end of these trains. Are there any other? Is that the only one? No, never mind. That was my only example. Well, fuck me, I guess.
I mean, for my part, I think that the, like, ice shards crawling up her legs are, like, out of place. I think that the geometric diamond designs that are all over her clothing are also out of place. Especially right next to this, like... This comes from original rice, this fluffy, like, skirt, which I like a lot. And then these big flowing trains, which I'm pretty neutral on, but they usually look all right. But these geometric designs that are in, like, black and white, I'm like, what? I do like the way that some of her outfit just kind of, like, is destroyed at the ends, like the end of her sleeve and the end of... the dress, but the construction of this dress is freaking me out. The main fabric from the torso, it goes down into these two big rectangular pieces that then turn into maroon/purple and fade off at the ends.
Right.
But that's over the fluffy skirt pieces. And also there's the big trains, which also come off that bit of fabric. And then there's also more, like, structural pieces coming from the back. And then there's more tassels in a bow behind her. And it's like, whoa.
I get.
And also, I'm not sure where the sleeves start.
Oh, yeah. Where do the sleeves start? Oh, that is really fucked up. Okay, sleeves aside, I think the dress is, like, more comprehensible than you're making it out to be, because you had, like, a negative first impression. Not to be rude. It's just a dress over petticoats with some stuff on top of it. Like, it's weird looking. I don't know why there's so much stuff on top of the dress, but it is, like, the layers are comprehensible.
But why?
The why is a different question.
That's fair. It is
know.
just like it is just some fabric over some fluffier fabric.
Yeah, it's just a dress over some petticoats, and then she, like, glued a bunch of cosplay shit all over it. You know?
I just don't understand why it has these big gothic trails in the back, and then these harsh horizontal lines in the front, and also this diamond piece that's on it.
Yes, that's a great question.
It's
I don't understand
why she would do
these,
that.
like,
why she, the designer of this outfit.
I don't understand these, like, thick pieces of cracked metal boning? Question mark?
Yeah.
That are, like, under her bust and on her hip.
What's
up with that?
I don't like these structural pieces. They freak me out.
Yeah.
They make me frightened and afraid and frightened.
I do really, like... I do wish that this outfit had more cohesiveness. Like, I just don't... Because, like, okay, let's break down all the different parts of what they're going for, right? They're going for, one, a kind of, like, celestial birth of the universe thing, right? And that's where a lot of the background detailing, all her various orbs, her little Saturn ring come from. But that's also where a lot of these kind of, like, 60s sci-fi almost bits come from. These, like, big gold swoops. These sort of geometric round bits. Sort of feed into that, right? Arguably also the geometric hard corner bits. She's got, like, one part of her is she's got sort of like a retro future kind of space goddess look, right? And then also she's got this, like, elemental thing, which is why she's got the ice up her legs, and why her trains are, like, part of the clouds, and why there's, like, grain growing from her dress, and her, like, you know, her hair also, like, goes into the clouds, so on and so forth. And I think the problem with this outfit is that these things are just not meshing perfectly.
Just slapped a bunch of shit on her.
And there's just a lot of stuff on her. They put a lot of stuff on her.
It's fucked up.
Like,
this background is also deeply uninteresting.
Yeah, it's whatever. But I think, like, either go for a more natural thing and make her sort of, like, swoopy, sort of bubbly cloud and plant shapes, or go for this more kind of, like, space age thing and go for these like, you know, these like harsher, swoopier shapes. Both of them together and like not holding back on either of them is kind of a lot.
It's fucked up. I really wish that they had just like not gone for this celestial aspect and just made her like a god of the harvest, which would have been fine and normal.
Yeah, if
but
she was
instead
just like
they were like, but she's the god of beginnings and recreating the world. And I'm like, okay, food fantasy. Let's get you to bed.
Yeah, if she was just like the god of rain and clouds, and she was just clouds, that would be cool. She didn't even have some like star motifs. I don't know, sky goddess. But, like, space goddess is, like, a whole other thing.
Okay, let's get you to bed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Her face is also... Her face and posing are also doing extremely nothing. She's just like, wow.
Look at my orb.
Orb.
Behold, the orb. I feel very little about this.
Uh-huh. She's...
Placid orb.
Yeah. She's like, man... What's the deal with geocentrism?
I feel like her chibi is very good at illustrating what the problems are here.
Uh-huh.
If you just look at it and then understand.
I'm going to gallery.
Understand
oh my god!
Instantly.
What? There's so many things on this tiny image. What is happening?
It's bad. And then moving right along to Ascended Rice.
Uh-huh.
It's the same bad image, but she's looking forward and her legs are crossed. Her hands are in the exact same position. Nothing is happening in the background. She's not interacting with it. I guess there's a sky whale, which is cool, maybe. She's just looking at you now, and nothing has changed.
Uh-huh. Man, her hips freak me out. This forced thigh gap perspective, I always hate.
Don't look at her crotch because it's scary.
It's so scary.
She's gonna eat you.
Her legs are like not in a bad way. Her legs feel like weirdly strong. They feel muscular in a way that is like pleasant and feels goddessy.
I mean, I want my goddess of creation to have strong, muscular legs.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain. But yeah, she's just like... I'm trying to figure out if the outfit is more or less... I think this image is generally more comprehensible.
Yeah, I think it's a less fucked image.
It's a less fucked image. It's weird, because it's a less fucked image, but I also think I like it less.
I agree.
Like, the first image is fucked, but at least it's got kind of some pretty colors and shapes. This one feels a little bit drab in a way I can't explain. They've taken away a lot of the color in general. It's very just kind of like white and blue.
Scary.
Weird. Scary. Her face
scary
is
that
so
that's how that is.
Scary in this one. She's she's going to eat me. Frightening.
From multiple ends.
She's going to destroy me because I don't believe in geocentrism. And the fact that the big fish orbits around the Earth.
Yeah, the big fish does orbit around the Earth, and that's your fault for not believing that one.
The celestial fish orbits around the Earth, and if you think it orbits around the sun, the heretic.
You have to die.
You have to die.
She is a poster girl for Orb on the movements of the Earth on Netflix, which is funny.
Uh-huh.
That's Rice SP.
That's Rice SP.
I have nothing more to say about this image. It's the same image.
Yeah.
Normal Rice, better. What about Windflit?
Okay.
Windflit from Arknights.
He's great. It's a very boy-heavy episode.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. I
really like this guy.
Uh-huh. What is he offering you? Have this object.
Seashell.
By the seashore?
Maybe? Here, have this radioactive seashell. I love his big-ass fucking wrench. Look at that shit.
No.
His giant wrench. I love his... What animal is he? Is he like a skunk?
He's a border collie.
He's a border collie?
Yeah, he's a dog.
I love his little tail. Yeah, he's a parrot, isn't he? My god, he's such a cutie.
Does he? I'm trying to figure out if he has a mechanical hand.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because in his Elite 2, he like that looks like a hand. It's gloved, but
no,
tell you.
He has two normal hands. His hand is just in a fucked up position in this image, which I have problems with. It does. His hand just sort of melds into his tool belt and makes it look like he has a mechanical arm. But he has an arm.
I love a lot of his little details. I think his apron looks particularly great.
Yeah.
It's just weirdly cute. I didn't have to go so cute on this apron. His big wrench is amazing. I love the fact that you can see the what the fuck is this even called? But on a wrench, they put grooves in the metal of the teeth so that they grip better, and you can see that here. And it looks amazing. Yeah. You can see very clearly the mechanic of how the wrench can open and close. It looks like a real wrench, but it also looks like a sci-fi wrench. The little strip of fabric wrapped around the handle, specifically to demarcate where he grabs the handle, is is such a nice touch.
And we have another guy who has... Sorry, I'm interrupting you. We have another guy who has a thing wrapped around his arm. That arm specifically, a little tourniquet. That was
Steward.
Yeah.
Oh.
Strange. Carry on.
Yeah, this one, it strikes me more as it doesn't look wrapped particularly tightly. First of all, this one strikes me more as just he needs a rag on him. I love his stupid little butt pouch. That has a bunch of sensor things and
oh my god,
presumably a radioactive protection jacket that he can change into.
I guess, yeah, or at least just a normal. I'm trying to look at his chibi, but I can't find it. I'm on the operator Ace Ship's toolbox, but I don't. The SD isn't loading. It's fine. But so I can figure out what his jacket is and where it's actually tucked into. But I guess he just has a jacket back there, which is fine. I just think his tail is so wispy and fluffy and nice. I like it a lot. I know.
It's the little shader that they have over it is maybe a little bit much, but it's
doing
cute.
It for me.
Yeah, it gives it a nice energy. I feel like his stance is a little tiny bit weird.
I think his legs in general are a little weird. Just
I feel like they really wanted us to show us the side of this left boot, and so twisted his foot in a weird way. They did
twist his foot in a weird way. I think the perspective on this image is just sort of generally a little bit strange. You don't normally foreshorten the legs like this. So that they just sort of shrink down into little bits. He looks like he has just a bunch of prosthetic limbs. In this case, he looks like he has two prosthetic legs, and that's why he has no calves. But he doesn't, as far as I know. So I don't know. I like his little compression shirt, which is just because I don't know. Speaking of my feelings about gay men, he's. Sorry.
That's what this episode is all about, I guess.
He's a hunk, and I'm into it. His compression shirt is little turtleneck is hot. I don't know. He does just have a big sleeve on that arm, huh?
My best guess, my best proposition for you is that it's some sort of like, because you can see it like go up his arm, so it's some kind of like protective sleeve question mark that he wears like over his arm. I'm really like, hang on, let me pull him up on the toolbox. If he'll load for me.
Yeah, I hope he'll load for you.
Oh, he does. Great.
Yay!
Because this lets me look at things in much higher resolution. I'm gonna try and find his fucking hand. Does it exist? I found it! 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 I found it. It is... Okay. So, take your hand, and then put your wrist on your hip, and then curl your fingers in, but don't curl your hand into a fist. And that's what's happening. He has he has like the back of his hand up against his hip. You can see this if you zoom in very close.
That makes sense.
Now that I've zoomed in on it very close, now I'm like, okay, I understand.
I see.
But it does, at first glance, look like his hand is a hammer.
Yeah, that is just the tool that you can see the bottom of in his tool belt. So this drawing in general is like a little bit like you could do sort of better with it. Just in terms of clarity and like proportion. But like I think that his little like scuffed apron and scuffed face and band-aid and looking up at you is so charming, and his one ear up because he's a little doggy.
He does sort of give, he's sort of like a sweetie hunk. He's got this strong vibes. I do love his eyes. This image has
Looks
such a
at you with my big eyes.
Well, you know, it's an Arknight image. Arknight. Just one.
Arknight. He's an Arknight.
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 Arknight. just one. It's just flame. It's just Flametail. But it's an Arknight's image, so it has like a color scheme. It has a color scheme of 2 colors. I guess 3 colors. It has a color scheme of 1 color, which is yellow, and then also it is black and white. And then obviously it has highlights of blue because it's Arknights. And then his red eyes just like they just like
they do kind of explode my brain, and that I'm like, oh, he's a cutie.
They're so soft and striking. This whole image does make him feel like incredibly short. Like his weird leg foreshortening, and the fact that you're like looking down on him, and it's like I feel like he's like 4'5" or some shit.
I've never dated anyone taller than me, so we're off to a great start. Me and Windflit. Short hunk. His real name is Gant Jr.
First name Gant, last name Junior?
I guess. His trivia page says he's the first male 5-star supporter. Sexist. I like it. I also read through his file to figure out whether or not he had secret prosthetics.
I'm trying to read his
he doesn't.
dialogue, but the wiki's crashing.
No, the wiki is fine for me. But the general gist of his story on his file is that he's like deeply insecure and also grew up poor, and he has this conversation with an infected like Rhodes Island member, in which he's like, I feel like my existence as a non-infected person is actively doing injustice to infected people, and then the guy is like, which is fascinating. Strange and fascinating.
Arknights. The politics of Arknights.
Sorry, his idol is he barks at you to
What?
wake you up.
He does, like, I mean, you know, it's a
Oh my
gacha game.
god.
But he's like kind of flirty.
Mm-hmm.
He barks at you.
He barks at you. My god, his greeting is, do you want to play Ultimate? As in Ultimate Frisbee?
I
He
barked
wants
at,
to play Frisbee with you?
who's my little doggo woggo? I barked at her.
Who's my little doggo woggo? He is my little doggo woggo. Sorry, I'm like, kind of,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Elite 2.
Elite 2. Look at his stupid little tongue. Jesus Christ.
I know! Oh my god. Who's my little doggo woggo? Oh, his little... I didn't even notice when I was glancing at this the first time, the border collie that's like his spiritual border collie.
A spiritual
It's
border
so
collie
cute.
in a little, like, vest and, like, snowboarder goggles? Question mark?
Like protective goggles, but yeah.
Those are snowboarder goggles.
They
Come
are.
on.
Also, he's ziplining across... Sorry, the caution falling Pero is what it reads on that sign.
Uh-huh.
That's a really good joke.
Uh-huh.
He's ziplining across using his wrench.
Yeah.
And, like, oh my god. He has a zipline attached. He just also has his wrench up there for no reason. And then his...
Wait, is the zip...
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to... Is the zip line attached to him, or is it attached to the wrench?
I mean, the line is attached to him, but, like, the thing that the line is attached to is... No, the thing the line is attached to is like, clipped to his back.
Uh-huh. Okay. I was gonna say, okay, yeah. Oh, it's like a lot going on here.
It's executed, I think, really well for being an extremely complicated thing.
Uh-huh.
It's
like,
just a little fucked up, as these things often are.
I don't think that he's ziplining. I don't think that that's what's supposed to be happening. Because there's a wire that's fraying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the wire that he's attached to, right? That's just like an electrical wire. So I think he's dangling down to fix an electrical wire. I think that's what's
the
supposed.
Movement.
He is swanging, like
he's swanging.
There's so many movement lines in this.
I'm just busy being obsessed with the caution falling Pero sign.
Uh-huh.
He's about to fall down.
Uh-huh.
As foreshadowed by the sign.
I do love that on the sign. I'm alternating between the GitHub and the wiki. But on the sign, the guy on the sign is clearly a dog person.
Mm-hmm. A Pero.
Uh-huh.
Gonna fall. Yeah, they got the little tail.
Yeah, and little ears you can see.
Mm-hmm. It is just sort of instinctually awesome. We haven't even talked about, like, what he's wearing very much yet. Which is just that he's got his he's got his harness strapped to him, and otherwise he's pretty normal.
Yeah. We've like... Wait, hang on. What the fuck was he wearing in the first one? Losing
his
my
apron.
damn mind. Okay, yeah, he's ditched the apron.
He just doesn't have the apron.
So now he's just in the tight shirt. You can see the jacket sort of like trailing behind him.
Yeah.
But it
attached to the wrench, as all things apparently are.
Oh, I guess so. I was like, it looks like he's just about to lose his jacket, but I guess it's attached to the wrench.
Why is he so...
little tongue.
Woof woof.
Uh-huh.
Like, woof woof. I want to know what he's holding in his other hand, the one with the black glove. You can't see it. He looks like he has a gun.
I assume that it's just kind of some like. I assume that it's just some sort of bit of tech.
I don't know. Looks like he has a gun.
I don't think it's a gun. I think it's like wire cutters or something. I don't know.
What a cutie.
What a cutie. The colors in this image are so good. Like adding all of this electric blue is so nice. And then like
and it maintains the real yellow and black.
Yeah, and then his
you do
eyes...
lose the excitement of the eyes, I think, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. There's some.
They're more orange in this one.
Yeah, but I like how. I guess they use it in the tank. It's fine. I do like how where they mostly use the red, aside from him, is on these wires that are breaking, which draws your eyes to them and makes the image more sort of exciting. I do sort of find this to be a little bit hard to look at. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot of overlapping lines. I
would be happy to put his E2 on as my Windflit image, though.
Absolutely.
Given that I've already spent so much time looking at the base in that case.
It does have a ton of appeal. Great.
Numbers breadcrumbing.
Didn't mean it like that.
I know. Moving on to Ebenholz. Who I like his little intro line a lot. It says caster operator Ebenholz refuses to add any unnecessary prefixes in front of his name, but it says caster operator Ebenholz. I like it. It's very amusing.
Pretty good.
He's German. And a demon. He's a German demon.
Don't be rude.
I mean, he's not a demon, he's a goat. But he's a goat, which makes him a demon, you know?
Wait, is he a...
He's a goat. He's a Capernaum.
Okay.
Which are... They're based on goats, right?
Yes.
I'm not... Yeah, goats and sheep.
Yeah. I did look at this guy initially. Okay, so his thing is that he's a composer, right?
Yeah, he's a musician.
However,
a conductor.
I do feel like it comes across in the garb. He's got the tasseled shoulder bits and stuff. But he also has these dice. And so I did look at him and I was like, also a magician? Another magician?
It's not that he has the dice, it's that he's a mystic caster, so he charges up 3 shots whenever he's not attacking actively, so his next shot will be worth 3. And that's visually represented in the art by this little 3 things he has in his hand.
Helpful, I guess.
I like it. I have this guy. I've used this guy. Not been said on the actual podcast, just so this in between.
I do think that he looks great.
I think it's nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit less of a fan of this art style than of some of the others in this game, but I do think all of these gothic swirls on the clothing, these rippling cloak are executed extremely well, and they go really well with especially in the arm where he has these glowing shots. It goes really well with these wavy lines on the sleeve that give off this really cool cohesive impression of what his aesthetic is as a person.
Yeah. It's just it's an image with such a strong sense of texture, you know, to an extreme degree. It's texture. It's texture hyper realism. His clothes have this insane texture all over them. His horns look insane. His hair is completely fucked up to make it look as textural as possible. And it's kind of a lot, but it does give me I can zoom in on this and I can pour over this for ages.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like so much little detail in every little bit. It's really like lovingly done.
Yeah.
Oh, he has like a stupid long ponytail.
He does. It is like floor length.
Uh-huh.
Because you can see it going out from behind his cloak on the other end.
Yeah.
And he also has this stupid long tassel that comes off of his coat. Where like one of them is attached to nothing, just like a little arrowhead, and then the other one is attached to, no, it's not attached to his conductor's baton, it's just going around him in a nonsensical way. His conductor's baton is the same, like, sort of absurd texture as his horns. And it's, like, very pleasing. Yum textures.
Yeah,
I am
right?
inherently pretty fond of just like a sharp suit. And I think that looks good. I do want to know why he has a bonus sword. My brother in Christ. You don't use that.
It's like I didn't. Okay, it took me a second to comprehend. It's like took me a second to comprehend what it's a weird sword. It's like it has a probably not no, it's like two, it's like 1.5 handed hilts.
Yeah, it's big.
But also it's like it's quite light. He has like too tired to think of what this is actually called. He has like whatever Milady is in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
A light longsword, I think.
It's weird.
It's weird. I like it though. I disagree with you.
I would assume it's like a ceremonial like sword.
Yeah, exactly. He's got this kind of like it fits with his sort of ceremonial kind of like fancy guy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
He has this sword exclusively to sabrage champagne.
It's too long.
I think it would be a little unwieldy, but you know.
Ivy, my sabrage expert, could you sabrage with this thing?
I just made a really dirty joke for no reason. Anyway. But like he's so freaky. Looking in his stupid little eyes. It's like why is he like this?
Why is he like this?
I don't know. This image is kind of like it's so over the top. It's like so much. But also I don't know. It's done with such like extreme loving detail.
Excruciating detail.
Yeah, that I feel like I can't knock it too much. It is just kind of like a lump of stuff. But like the fact that you can just zoom in on this stuff and be like ooh ah is like is pleasing. It's pleasing in its own particular way.
This artist is a extremely prolific. One of the original members of Hypergriff and did a shit ton of designs. And has a pretty diverse style.
Oh yeah. They do.
I'm quite pleased by.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like you can usually tell what they do by their eyes, if anything. But like, I don't know, they've done some NPC designs that aren't quite as like pronounced like that. So I don't know. They do a shit ton of stuff. So the amount of like kind of particular detail on this one as like a stylistic choice is quite pleasing to me in that way.
Wow, yeah.
I like it. Cool guy. I also think that Conductor, given that the casters hold a magic wand / staff, which is generally speaking goofy as hell, Doing a musical conductor thing with it is quite clever.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, his Elite 2...
Conducting my various...
I mean, those are his goat demons.
Yeah, there's all sorts of motherfuckers in there.
That's his big goat that's in the background, except it's not a big goat, it's his 6 music-playing goat/deer/dragon guys.
There's definitely the one on the far left. It definitely looks very deer-like.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's sort of a ram-looking motherfucker in sort of like the middle right.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun that there's variety.
I have to look at this on the GitHub because it's way too low res.
I know there's so much shit. Once again, it's like packing an image with like all of the details that can possibly exist. It's like even on the GitHub, you can tell how scaled down they had to make this image to fit it into the fucking video game, because there's obviously so much detail that's been lost in compression.
Oh my god, Jesus fucking Christ.
Generally, I think they do a pretty good job with the if you look too long at his like weird... Okay, so first of all, what is this entourage? It's
it's his shadow men.
It's 4. You can't really tell. I'll assume like 2 violinists, 2 violists, and then 1. That's a cello. 1 cellist, and then a flute.
And then a flute.
Your classic sextet.
My string quintet with a flute.
I got my string quintet with a flute and no bass. Fascinating.
Very.
What? Okay. And then
I love that they're coming out from his shadow, though. It is quite pleasing.
Oh, yeah.
And
that is pretty
sick.
The
texture on their bodies is also, like, awesome. Obviously.
I do love, oh man, there's so much to talk about. It's like impossible. First of all, the fucking 3 cubes in this image is so goofy. Goofy ass fucking
my
cubes. My cubes.
They project my layers of 2 barrier that are like visual effects I know how to do on a digital canvas, but can't imagine doing this nicely.
And there's so much to talk about. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Wyatt, his cloak is no longer attached to anything, which I think is amusing. And also one of the points of it is mimicking his horns.
I love how the cloak feels like it's alive. It's some like fucking but what's that Disney shit called? I almost said magician's assistant. It's not that. You know the one. Mickey Mouse is in that shit.
I see.
But the cloak
Fantasia.
is sort of... Yeah. It has another name that is closer to the thing that I said. But anyway, I love that the cloak is sort of like come alive and is conducting alongside him. I love all the insane detail they've added to his outfit. I love his cummerbund. They give him a cummerbund just because they like me personally. Does he have this stupid cummerbund really? He does. It's quite hidden, but now you can see his like big leather cummerbund now, which is pleasing. His little ascot scarf thing. I never get these right, like what they are. But it looks even more like a little guy in this one. And he's just got such a nice intensity to his posing. It's really simple. I like how they don't feel a need to do anything like he doesn't need to like take a particular stance. He just has like a strong, solid stance with his feet, and then he's just like, you know, he just looks very nice and confident, even though he also perpetually looks like a mess because he has to be maximally textured in his hair.
This fabric, like, I don't know how to describe the effect that it has on me. It's like, it's so crazy good, right? Like, I want to eat it.
I was gonna say, it looks like it's gonna eat me. Like, it's got so much volume to it that I could so clearly, like, feel it wrapping around me and choking me to death.
All of these tiny little striations and all of the, like, multitudinous internal and external folds that it has make me feel crazy. Other things that make me feel crazy, I love the way that this background element all stretches towards him in this insane way. Like, okay, awesome. Why is he in front of the gates to hell? I don't know. Good for him. He's gonna go to Gehenna. I've been reading a lot of Make the Exorcist Fall in Love lately, and he's on his way to Gehenna. He looks like a lord of sin. It's just like, holy shit. Even these fences at the bottom that are encircling this insane ornate platform he's on are insane and ornate, and beside this insanely ornate platform. Like,
I know.
How much time must have gone into this illustration? I don't even want to think about it. Like, I'm not even... It's not right. It's wrong. They shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. People should not make
Dance
art.
is a sin.
It's too much. Yeah.
Music is a sin.
I do generally think that, like, this image is so insane in such a nice way. And, like, they don't all... Not all of them. But, like... you know. It needs highlights. But I feel like... I wish that, like... some of these like kind of like music notes of light and like bursts of light were toned down just a little bit. It's one of the things that makes this image feel very overwhelming and very like hard to look at. Is it has all these like bright spots all over the place, like pull your eye all over in a really kind of disorienting way.
I feel like I wish that the pattern behind him was less pattern and more just glow, so I could just see him. But instead, I look at his head and then I look above his head, and then my eyes like gray out.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the pattern pushes you outwards to the fucking cubes, and now you're in cube world.
Now I'm in cube world. I'm always in cube world.
Damn.
Think
I'm
about
always
them
in
cubes.
fucking cube world.
Insane. Crazy. Crazy and insane.
Crazy.
Just
and
like goes
insane.
hard, TBH. Hard to a degree that I am afraid of. His real name is Franz von Erdeke.
You're right that, like, the fact that the amount of time it must have taken to draw this is so insane.
It's morally wrong. Like, you can't make someone do that for your gacha game. It's not right. Ein Variation, which is his skin, has a frightening, bony, like, decaying, two-headed goat composer, which is like also, no, it's not. It's just that he has all these like shards around him that make it look like this body is decaying into shards, but it's actually just on top of them. But like frightening, the fabric is draping off of it like muscle hanging off of the bone, and it's like scary and awesome. Also surrounded by a choir of hooded figures and like this blue wispy shit that keeps turning into hands, and now he's on a platform again, which is also the bottom of it is a bunch of roots which come up and create these insanely detailed keyboards, 4 of which are being played. No, wait, 6 of which are being played. And then he has the same city behind him, but it's like going out instead of in this time. And also his cubes have turned into weirder objects. Gunned bits.
He does have gunned bits.
He has gunned bits.
I will say, like, there's something that, like, how do I put this? The fact, the like spooky blue ghosts' hands playing these like 80s MIDI synth keyboards.
Yeah, tiny little synthesizers.
Gives this like, I can hear this image. I can hear the last image, and the last image sounds like
5 string instruments and a flute.
Yeah, you know, it sounds like that like that orchestral piece from Hunter x Hunter that makes you die. This sounds like Thriller by Michael Jackson.
My thing is it's to me like these hands playing synths feels like it's meant to be like, and now here's my scary organ, but it's just all across and around me. But because they're synths, it's like a tinny little shitty organ. And one of them makes dog noises instead.
He does not look particularly happy with this. He's like, could we not have gotten an actual organ?
His hair is also more fucked up than usual in this one. He's got like a big tangle of curls at the top of his head, which is normally flatter to his head, which amuses me. What the fuck does this tassel say? It just says Ebenholz.
I do like his outfit in this one though.
Yeah.
He's got nice shoes. I like his shoes with the little gold bits that look like his little gunned bits. I think this sort of like ruffled shirt is cute.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this kind of shirt.
And then the big like conductor coat over his shoulder with all the
these buttons, it reminds me of a Dongfeng Chingsong robe with these big gold details on the lapels.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Nobody else
also
does.
Want to eat it. I love how it creeps along the floor. Like these little tassels on it are the overcoat of it with these little tassels is just high enough off the floor that you can see the tassels properly. But then the like long ass straps that are always on him are like either on the floor limp or like writhing around like little serpents. And then the coat itself is kind of lifted off the floor just a little bit so that it can wiggle like it's gonna eat you still. And that is pretty awesome.
I just feel like this one just has like kind of a goofy energy.
It does.
In a good way. They put him in a goofier outfit. They made him look a little goofier. He's playing like tinny little synths with his spooky little ghost hands. He does have this horrifying two-headed goat man behind him.
The horrifying two-headed conductor is metal as hell. I want to eat it.
Is that hair coming out of its mouth or a tongue?
I think it's... I wanted to say it was like a beard, but...
Yeah.
Its mouth is like...
I guess it's a beard.
Know.
I think you're right. Anyway.
It does look like it's coming out of its mouth, though.
spooky, goofy, great fucking looking image though.
This one's a little bit less. I think like someone must have spent 6 months doing only this. It does have a bunch of little particulate effects, but those are a little bit easier. It's just like someone must have spent a day making a giant, like extremely detailed little synth and then replicating it in slightly less detailed forms a couple times. And like the composition of it is still crazy and insane, and a lot of it is still crazy and insane, like, don't get me wrong. It's just not quite as like every part of it is a different flavor when you lick it kind of image as the last one.
Yeah. I do, I like him maintaining his color scheme, but putting all this blue around him. It looks really good for his skin. Like, he's so recognizably him, but, like, it's got such a different vibe from his Elite 2. Nice. Great images on this guy.
Yeah, what kind of juice did they fucking put on him?
What kind of juice you putting in Ebenholz?
They put the English on this one. And by the English, I mean the German. He's German.
Etymology.
What's in his trivia? Anything interesting?
German for ebony.
His first name may be a reference to Franz Schubert, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, his leitmotif directly referenced. Okay. Not maybe a reference, is a reference. 2 of the goat-headed figures in his Elite 2 resembles him and Kreda. They have a different eye color, lavender. Kreda is an NPC from his story. Fun. His English dialogues are spoken in a thick German accent, and his English CV was born in Germany. Useful. There are lines where he speaks in or code switches to German, which is not true in his Chinese, Korean, or Japanese dialogues. Fun! And also, he receives a 3rd operator module and was the first one to do that. That's fun. Cool.
That's fun.
Also, he had a rate up on all 3 servers simultaneously.
Good for him.
Good for him.
What happens now?
Numbers them.
Numbers them.
Rice
SP.
Welcome back to Rice SP.
Welcome back to Rice SP. Cute. It's really hard to judge her cuteness. Because, like, the whole point of Rice SP is that you take rice and then you take all the cuteness away.
And put it into hypothetical but not successful, particularly appeal.
I'm trying to figure out what, if any, cuteness she maintains. You know?
At least some. Not none. But like 1.
I'm fine with 1. She is a base cuteness for just kind of looking, like a sort of wuxia goddess girl. I'll give her a 1.
Appeal.
It's tough. Because I'm like, okay, so like, what's her appeal wrapped up in, hypothetically? Hypothetically, her appeal is wrapped up in basically being like, what if God was hot and nice?
I don't really think that she succeeds at being particularly hot. However, she is nice God. Which has to give her some, like, personal appeal.
Uh-huh. I think her second image is a little bit hot. Just sort of objectively.
That's true. She does look a little bit like the slight difference in her pose makes her a little hotter.
Uh-huh. But like, I don't know. She's just like, it's so frustrating. There's just like nothing special about her, really.
Mm-hmm. But she's special rice.
I know!
She's explicitly special rice.
I know. She's just like,
Why would you say that shit to special rice?
I'm sorry. She's very special. My bad.
It's just hard to give her numbers because she's boring.
Right, exactly. That's the problem. Is that she's such a blank. I think we had this problem with Special Milk too. Maybe this is just a special problem. Is like, she's such like an object that I'm like, I don't know.
She's just been made generically cooler, but not in a way that is actually cooler.
Uh-huh.
And so now we live here.
I think if God was like, a big woman in a short dress, I'd be like, yeah, that's, I don't know, maybe even like a 4.
Okay, let's live at a 4.
We can just live at a 4. That's fine. 1, 4. Kinsey.
0. I think that she is such a, like, she's such a platonic ideal of an isekai woman.
Uh-huh.
She's, like, made for men.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's fine. I was gonna go with X, but 0 is also fine.
I mean, I guess she
argument.
is God, but she's, like, hot God, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
What if God was hot and loved you?
Uh-huh. Okay, 0. So that's 140.
140. Windflit.
Easy. Quick. Windflit.
Cute.
Cute. Hi, I think.
Oh my god, he's such a doggy. He's a little doggy.
He's my little doggo wago.
He's my little doggy. He's my little doggo wago. I barked.
Like, he is cute and he knows it. He knows it so hard is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe a little too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, come on. He is a little doggo wago. Do you think his actual height? 180 centimeters. How tall is that?
That's pretty tall.
Feet. He's 5'9". Well, he's shorter than me.
Oh, he's taller than me.
Well,
no,
get owned.
We can't be together.
Uh-huh. He's real cute. I'm feeling a solid intuitive 5.
What is it about him that is incidentally uncute?
Yeah, I just think that, like, being a sort of, like, I always call him big, a medium-sized, buff engineer guy, who, like, rappels down the side of cranes or whatever, just, like, bumps his cute down a little bit.
That's fair. But
he's
like
just not.
he's doing it in a doggy way, where he's a doggy. Does it change if it's a dog doing it, rappelling down the sides of buildings?
Ash, everyone in this game is an animal person. I don't know if you knew this.
What?
I don't know if you figured this out yet.
What the fuck? That's
like,
fucked up.
I don't know. It's an intuitive 5. If you are you dead set on giving him a 6?
My instinct actually genuinely is a 6.
Uh-huh.
I think he's like, I not as a measure of quality because I'm a good boy. But genuinely, like, I think he's all the way cute.
Okay. He does say
his personality is he's like, oh, I'm a poor working boy, and it's like,
he's a doggy. He does say woof.
He does say woof.
Okay. You know what? If
you
I
don't
can't
have
come
to
up with,
capitulate to me.
but if I can't come up with like an actual answer to what drops him down,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
To a 5. Then I might as well just capitulate, and then we can move on. So he's
Appeal.
a 6 cute. Appeal. Also pretty high. I do think that, like...
This is where I think being, like, a working man who's sweaty and dirty all the time might drop him.
Interesting.
He's constantly has dirt on him.
He does constantly have dirt on him. I also think being a little doggo woggo and fetching you little things, I think also ultimately bumps his appeal down.
People who've played I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I am sort of projecting Rex from I Was a Teenage Exocolonist onto him, and they use my little doggy woggy wink wink. But like
he does seem to have a hard time, like, turning it off, you know? And chilling out.
He is not like that. He's quite a genuine, earnest, like, little boy. And so not, like, fun and flirty in that way.
But, like, you know, he gets stuff done. He's friendly. He's, like, generous. He's probably pretty fun at parties, if like maybe a little exhausting. I give him a
5 or a 4. If you want to give out our third 4 of the day.
We gotta not worry too much of a number.
Yeah. I know.
I was gonna say 3 or 4, so we can.
I guess we meet at 4.
I guess we meet at 4. Compromise,
Kinsey
baby.
Kinsey scale number. My instinct also is a 4.
Okay. See, my instinct is a 2. But I don't know if we can meet in the middle at 3.
No. Why 2? Why do you say 2?
I just think that he seems like kind of normal. Like, I think he's probably...
See, now who I'm projecting onto him is this very nice guy in my life drawing class. And I'm like what is his Kinsey scale number?
I think that he's probably queer, but I also think that he's just trends a little bit more normal.
That might be true.
Like, I don't think that the doggy thing is like, I mean, not that this has to be. Everyone's an animal person. I'd like to be clear. But I don't think it's like, I don't think that it's like a a kinky queer thing, you know? I just think that he's just kind of like a normal, helpful, you know, built little guy.
I think you're probably right.
And that pushes me to 2, personally.
I think you're probably right, and it's a 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like a normal guy. But he's like... He's open to experimentation.
Yeah, you know.
Okay. 2.
Okay. 2.
642.
Ebenholz.
Ebenholz. Cuteness. Is there any?
Maybe 0?
Maybe 0. I can't think of a way in which he's cute.
I think Ein Variation has...
Is he being cute in Ein Variation?
I'm just processing that Ein Variation just means 1 variation. I think there's cuteness in Ein Variation. Like, I think Ein Variation is where you would brook your argument for him being cute, and he's being this sort of like pouty kind of, you know. But there's not that much there. I would be fine with 0.
No, I think he might be a 1 based on that argument. I'm not opposed to it. It is a little cute that he's like completely stoic in the face of whatever the fuck this is. He has an extremely consistent personality, which is cute.
1 is fine.
1. Park him at a 1.
Appeal.
Textures.
Textures.
The textures have to be taken into account. However, I don't think he's very fun to talk to.
No. He does seem like kind of an asshole.
He has visceral appeal. He's also like every music student, not every music student, every music teacher thinks that they're in Whiplash. And he's kind of like that. I mean, he's not in Whiplash, he's in Tar, but like similar. He has an extremely intense energy, as many musicians do. Many classical musicians.
And that, like, you know, that gives him an appeal for sort of playing into his archetype. But you really need to know how to talk to him him. Which is rough.
He's a 1 or a 2. It's just about whether or not the combination of like yummy textures and plays into his archetype is more than incidental.
I think he's a 1.
Okay.
He's also like, despite the fact that he's like kind of a pretentious dickbag, he's also kind of a mess. Which I think loses him in points.
That's true.
It's not like he's the perfect like put together conductor man. He also like constantly looks like he just rolled out of bed. It's
like his base is at 0, but then he gets an extra 2 points from having yummy textures and being super the guy that he is, and then he gets 1 more point taken off for never combing his hair.
Yeah, he doesn't own a hairbrush or comb.
This one's for you, Harry. Buy a fucking hairbrush.
Don't have to call her out. I just sat there as an in-joke.
I'll do what I must. What needs must. And then Kinsey scale number.
Kinsey scale number.
I mean, he's gay, right? But like, how gay?
Uh-huh.
This is a gay man. And we all know that, and we don't even really need to discuss it.
Uh-huh.
But, like, what's his Kinsey scale number, though?
Like a 5?
Yeah, that's about where I'm living as well. I'm debating between a 5 and a 6, just because I'm like, well, I think that he would, like, try to date a woman, but would it work? And then I'm like, well, but I think he would try to date anyone, and then it wouldn't necessarily work.
Uh-huh.
Because he's like that. Not for lack of effort on his part.
Uh-huh.
So maybe he's a 5.
Uh-huh.
If he finds a particularly, like, music-obsessed girl, then they could get along.
Is that 115?
That's
Those are funny
115.
numbers to me.
They are funny numbers. Okay, and then how do these 3 guys... I mean, Jesus Christ. Rice SP isn't real, which doesn't help.
Genuinely, couldn't tell you. Don't have anything for this one.
I mean... I guess Ebenholz would find the God of Beginnings an interesting subject for composition, perhaps. I don't know if Windflit is, like, has anything to do with either of these people. If anything, like, Windflit would try to talk to Ebenholz once and then, like, die instantly. Just be killed by complete rejection. They just, like, these 3 people don't hang.
Ebenholz, you know, writes a piece about the goddess of creation, and then Windflit builds the like, you know, his the decorations for the stage for the performance.
He does the shell build.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
I see. And then Windflit is my coworker. Great.
And then that's the episode.
The podcast.
I'm gonna eat this final truffle and try and figure out what kind of berry it is. Here we fucking go.
The mysterious berry.
Oh, it's
I'm gonna guess raspberry.
You guessed it before I said it, I think.
Yeah! It was at the same time for me. Usually, generic berry is raspberry, in my experience.
Yeah, but raspberry and matcha is like, I don't see that very often.
Oh, raspberry and matcha is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds like it'd be good, though.
It's like, I don't know. I can't really taste the matcha. The raspberry is kind of overpowering.
That's not how you want it to be, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of disappointing. I was really looking forward to that one. Oh well.
You want the matcha to be stronger than the berry. Oh well.
Well, that's an episode of the podcast.
That's an episode of the podcast. Should we get 2 new guys?
Yep.
Okay. Random.org.
Alright, you do this part for this season. Thank God. I'm like out of juice. And I'm just I'm trying to get to the end before I die.
And then you can cough for 10 minutes.
Yeah. I can cough for as long as I want.
That's true. You can do whatever you want. Okay. To share my screen with you for this part, because I can't say them out loud. But then you'll see my slightly tortured process.
I've already seen it. I don't know what your problem is.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. It's the tortured process.
First guy, go. Okay.
It's that.
Loading. Oh. Huh.
Never seen this motherfucker before in my entire life.
Image. Okay. I had a reaction to that one at first, and now I'm reconsidering it.
Got a vibe.
Kind of a vibe. Back. Problem with my process, I have to delete a bunch of blank space.
I'm watching the scuffed process. Can't you just control A and then backspace?
Well, that would delete everything.
Oh. I see.
And go. Ooh.
Funny.
Wait, that's the wrong search bar. Wait, no, that's the right search bar.
It's the right search bar. Huh.
Cool.
Well, sure.
Fascinating. I like the this. Like, yeah,
Oh.
so true.
Huh. Oh, should we even? Huh. I guess
mean,
it's probably fine. Maybe?
It's fine.
Okay, if you say it's fine, then it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go cough for a lot of time.
Yay!
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.